So welcome, Dawn Tittsworth with 210 Warranty. And I am so glad that you are hopping on here today because I thought it would be a good idea for us to just chat about what's going on in the warranty business, and particularly for agents and for consumers. So tell us a little bit about you and how long you've been in the warranty business.
Sure. Yeah. So Dawn Tittsworth, 210 Home Buyers Warranty. Thanks so much for having me, Miss Sally. I have been in the warranty business almost 7 years and 11 years in real estate prior to that. So obviously I started when I was five. No, I'm just kidding. But I have grown a lot as a person since I've been in the real estate industry. And so I think that has influenced my effectiveness in home warranties, just understanding what y'all do every day and really relating to the challenges that you face as industry professionals. So, some cool stuff that's going on in the warranty industry. You may or may not be aware, but the past couple of years, home warranties have been a tough market.
Yes, I'm
You,
aware.
we have seen a lot of shifts, as we like to say, in the real estate industry and real estate market. And when homes are selling, in 15 minutes for more than asking price, negotiation becomes really challenging. And typically, a home warranty is a great negotiating tool. In fact, NAR typically refers to us as the number one negotiating tool for realtors.
Oh, okay.
But that has been tough, right? That's been really tough the last couple of years. So some positive things that are happening for us as your market balances a little bit. That gives agents a little bit more opportunity to negotiate.
Mhm.
And we are back in our number one slot of number one
Cool.
negotiating tool. So that's been great for us. And I think it's great for consumers as well, right? We're out here to protect consumers' budgets. We're out here to reduce risk for realtors. And it's been limited in our ability to do that. So I'm grateful for the opportunity to increase our help that we're providing.
Well, I know for me being in the business since 2002, and I've seen a lot of different markets. Definitely when I got started in real estate, home warranty was a big part of marketing, especially for listings as well, not just for buyers. And it could give you a little bit of an edge and an opportunity for sellers to experience a home warranty while they're listed. Is that still the case?
Yeah, yeah. And, back in the day, I will say pre-COVID, because that's how our lives are, right?
Yes.
Pre-COVID,
Right.
post-COVID. We used to see that homes with listing home warranties sold about 11 days faster and for about $2,000 more than homes that did not have a warranty.
Mhm.
So I don't know what those statistics would be today. That'd be hard to track down, but it's still a great tool, as you mentioned. So when you're talking about listings, and I think agents are finding there are more listings available than there have been in a while.
Mhm.
Trying to give yourself a little differentiator, set yourself apart a little bit. A home warranty can be a great way to do that. The listing coverage comes with no obligation and no cost to a homeowner, no cost to a realtor. So, as a licensed professional, you have the opportunity to offer that listing coverage to your client. And with 210, that brings up to $10,000 worth of coverage. So, they do actually get real coverage during the listing period. As you know, sometimes things fail during the listing period. That just happens. Those water heaters
So
know
serendipitous.
they know you're trying to sell that house, and so they decide to break. So, but it can be a good talking point for an agent. It can be a good value for a seller, and then of course we hope that they have a good experience and they want to purchase it moving forward, which is what we're starting to see a little bit of sellers providing a home warranty to a buyer, or maybe a buyer requesting for that 1 year of coverage post closing. But during the listing period, it's a great opportunity for sellers to get a little taste, like a free sample,
Yeah.
and for agents, like you said, to have a little bit of an edge in a competitive market.
No, and I'm just like thinking, my brain's always working like that, about the post COVID and then during COVID and the the lack of having really a skill-based market. I think, like you said, it's sold in 17 minutes. Please take a boat. I'm offering anything and everything to try to
All
win a
right.
house, right? All the things, and asking for a home warranty, that buyer would often leave that off the table because you had to go above list and all the things to try to win the house. So it could be, and I don't know if you have any agents doing this, a great time to go back if they were in business during that time and look at all the homes that they were able to get under contract and revisit with a conversation about home warranties if the buyer did not choose at that time to get one, because
Yeah,
you
and
have to
I
just
think
buy it
that's
at closing.
a great point. A lot of agents are looking for reasons to call, right? To stay in touch with that sphere of influence. And you can't go back and do a home inspection, but you can go back and add a home warranty, and that can be added at any time. And if they've been in the house a year, it may be that they like, whoo, they survived that year and nothing failed. But year two, like, do they want to keep rolling the dice? It might be a great value that that agent can provide to them. I haven't honestly seen a lot of that. I think it's a great conversation to have,
Mhm.
a great opportunity for agents. I think sometimes agents forget about the tools that are in their belt. They just keep using the same script. Hey, do you know anybody that's looking to buy or sell real estate? And there's other stuff you can say, other tools that that you can offer. So I think that's a great idea.
Just to talking about home ownership because all the things that could go wrong with a house are part of home ownership. There, something's going to happen at some point,
Yeah.
even with new
Well, and
construction.
there's a 70% chance in any year that you're going to have a system or appliance failure, right?
Yeah.
And it might be just that your sink, the little gasket on your sink wears out, or it might be that your whole HVAC goes out. You don't get to know that in advance.
So I want to ask a question. I mean, I know you're probably right now just rolling into HVAC units quit working, right, in the
Yeah.
hottest of hots. Is that your number one claim? What's your number one claim that comes through with home warranties?
Yeah, so about 2/3 of our claims are HVAC related. You hit the nail on the head, and I will say, purely conjecturally, but hot people are more grumpy than cold people, right? So, like in the winter, your heat breaks and you're cold. You get your blankets on. You're like, hey, please fix this. In the summer, the intensity is definitely more increased. My air's been broken for 10 minutes. My house is 1,000 degrees. Come fix it right now.
And you guys out there that might have a menopausal female in your house, that's going to even be leveled up a notch. Get a home warranty.
Get a home
Get a home
warranty.
warranty.
Yeah.
Make you
So
happy.
so I was actually on vacation last week, and the first week in June is notoriously like our we call it peak season, right? It's when everybody's air fails in the same week, and it did not disappoint. And it's a good week to take vacation because people people are calling me like I have a magic wand, and I don't. I'm certainly here to support you and help you, but we are at the mercy of contractors just like homeowners, and we're doing the best we can to get people service as quickly as possible. But again, our big claim to fame is that we help the budget. I have several cases where homeowners have called me to say, wow, it cost me $100 and you guys bought me a new $5,000 HVAC system. That's a
Yeah.
great phone call.
Oh, absolutely. And I know probably real estate agents call you in, especially those that have relationships with you. If something goes wrong and they need a little bit of extra help, you're there to back them up and do the best you can to get them the help for their clients for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think, when we talk about service, not all agents are made the same. Not all warranty companies are made the same. Service, compassion, right? It's differentiators. So you have a phone number you can call, you have a person that you can talk to that you've actually met that has a pulse, It makes a difference when you're feeling stressed to have somebody that you can call and talk to and know that they're going to go to bat for you.
Well, I appreciate having, you want all the tools in the tool belt to be able, especially whether you're working with the buyer or seller, give them good information so they can make informed decisions. And doing that early, not at the last minute. Helping them to understand the packages that you have, what the options, because I know in a home warranty you have probably the basic package, and then if you have some things that you really feel like you want to have an add-on, you can do that. You can tailor it to what's most important to that particular property and homeowner.
Yep, absolutely. Well, a big part of what I do is setting expectations and helping clients
Yeah.
understand what is important to them, right? Just like realtors are always trying to find out the why behind the why. That's the same for us. But everybody has a better experience when they know what to expect. And so I love the opportunity to talk to a homeowner and hear what their concerns are, and then be able to voice for them how we can fit their needs,
Mhm.
and give them confidence. But with that reasonable expectation, right? Like just like the realtor, I'm not going to be able to magically create a house that's going to fit every one of your needs on your checkbox. Same with the warranty. We're not going to be able to cover everything in the house carte blanche. There have to be some limitations. So
Well, just like any insurance, you want to be able to, you want to know what your exclusions are and what you can expect with that. And I think when I say having conversations early, I know especially in the market that we were in where it was 17 minutes and gone, right?
yeah,
There was no time to explore and really think about, okay, I'm asking for this or I'm paying for this. What does that really mean, and what does it look like, and what knowledge do I need around that? So letting consumers explore that ahead of
yeah.
time, it helps them make better decisions on what they really need in their warranty coverage.
Yeah, yeah. And that's where you mentioned those follow-up phone calls. If you have
Mhm.
somebody that bought a house last year,
Right.
they have the time to make an informed decision, right? So that's definitely helpful.
And I think, the check-in, I know that, there's that anniversary for buying the home. Some of those things could be ways to reach out and connect and just check on how they're doing, especially if you know they have a home warranty as well. That's really
Yeah.
now.
Well, and 30-day check-in too. A lot of times agents will do a 30-day check-in. How are things going? If they hear that something has broken, that may be a time to have, revisit that conversation and say, gosh, we can't help offset the cost of this failure that's already happened,
Yeah.
but to prevent future expenses, here's some information about a warranty. You might want to consider that.
So let me ask this question. We talked a little bit about, the house closed, they didn't get a warranty. You're getting them to come back and buy a warranty versus they're about to close on the house. They negotiated the warranty or they purchased it for themselves because they can do either. What does that look like around a home inspection? If a buyer does a home inspection and uses a home inspection company and they get a report and all the things, and they're getting a home warranty, do those two have to be mirrored and matched together? What does that look like?
No, we run on an honor system, right? We say that anything that's already failing when the policy is put in place is not eligible.
Mhm.
But we don't require an inspection. We don't require to see your inspection report. Should there be a failure like on day two, and our contractor says, gee, I'm really not sure. Did this just fail or has it been failing? If you had a home inspection report, obviously that would help to say, hey, it was working, and this just happened. But very rarely do we see that. I mean, I think in general people are honest, and that's why we don't require any kind of inspection or anything like that.
And you know what, though, I could see that, in the scenario you just gave, that professional that's going out to look at that has knowledge of rust or things that would have probably been picked up by a home inspector,
Right,
not asked for. So, I mean, like you said, there's not always the magic one, everything is miraculously good. There
right.
are, just like anything, it has to be a win-win or no deal, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Well, I think those are good things to know. Is there anything that agents need to know, besides that they need to educate the buyers and the sellers about the benefits of home warranty? Is there something that you see that agents do that you wish they wouldn't? I just, feedback's the breakfast of champions. How can we learn from what we're not doing? What are some things that you see agents get in their own way that cause
Yeah.
box? I guess that's a better question.
Well, I think the overpromise, right? I think especially with less experienced agents, they wanna just promise the universe, and
Okay.
sometimes they say, oh, I'm sure this would be covered without checking or without looking at the brochure. Or I had one really zealous realtor in a negotiation over the repairs. The seller was not willing to fix anything. And so the agent purchased the warranty for the buyer and told the buyer, hey, after closing, just file all these claims and the warranty company will pay for everything. And so of course we had to like tell the homeowner that was not the case. It was a challenging situation. But so I would love for agents to, like you said, give them the brochure, give clients the brochure, let them do their homework, give them my phone number. I'm happy to talk that through. But be the expert of real estate and don't get so excited that you oversell.
Yeah, I like the word zealous. That's nice. Anyway, well, no, I can see how that would happen, and that's being not being informed about the warranty, possibly themselves. And so I know you come in and you will teach some classes and do some things and give some good nuggets. It sounds like even if we have new agents, them reaching out to you and just introducing themselves and having that connection would be really something they should add to their tool belt and their network.
Yeah, yeah. I love helping new agents understand the value because when you learn it right the first time,
Yeah.
you do it right every time, right? And I know you know that. You bring in new agents all the time and train them the way you want them to do business and they will continue on that path. So
That's exactly right. And I'm sure the broker would not like for them to be zealous either.
sometimes not.
No, no. Well, I appreciate what you bring to the table, and we thank you for supporting our customers and clients that do business with our agents. And I hope that the agents watching this right now will take note of some of the things that you've said about being educated about the warranties, so you don't make your customer not give you 5 stars at the end,
All right.
right? Um, and not be zealous for sure. And is there anything else you would like to add before we leave today?
Well, I just appreciate the opportunity, to serve you and your agents. We love partnering with KW. Obviously, you guys are number one. We love being partners with number one. We want to help you sell as much real estate as possible. So if there's ever a way that I can be of service or if you ever have a question or anything, just know that I'm here to serve and I'm grateful for that opportunity.
Well, we appreciate you because some of our belief system is success through others and teamwork. Together we achieve more. So by partnering with businesses that have the same idea that customer service is important and how we do things matters is important to us on a local level as well as a national level, on a global level with Keller Williams. So thank you for being here to help us, and I appreciate you popping on
Yeah.
and doing this for me today.
Yep. Well, have an awesome day and I look forward to seeing you soon.
Awesome. Thank you, Dawn.
Uh-huh.